Welcome back, everyone, to this round, to the semifinals weekend in CWC 2025. We have another very high stakes match between Russia and Canada. It's a loser's bracket match, meaning that one of these two teams will be going home today. I'm Realmas, and I will be joined by Lux. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. How's it going, everyone? Canada, just a little bit shy from a week apart from a 1-4 comeback against Germany in their match last week, and Russia falling to Finland in the winner's bracket, getting bumped down to loser's bracket for the semifinals matchup. So, Realmas, you got any predictions?
I do. On paper, I mean, when you look at the seeds, there is a pretty big difference, but do not let that fool you too much, because Canada is a team that can punch above their seeding, for sure. I would say still that Russia seems a bit favored. Canada has been having some trouble in this bracket this year. Plus, I think they have had some internal issues. They only have about 4 players playing most matches, so it's looking a bit rough for them. And Russia, even if they lost to Finland last week, they looked still very, very good on the quarterfinals pool. But to be fair, this is a different pool. Much harder. I think there is a pretty big barrier between quarters and semis, because this pool is much harder than last week. So maybe that will make a difference.
Yeah, this pool definitely scaled up in difficulty by a lot. Some maps are definitely well within finals, if not teetering in grand finals from years past, here already in semis. Looking to be a good match, though. Both teams have players who are extremely used to playing under pressure. They're extremely used to playing in high stakes, high reward scenarios. Hoping that this one perhaps goes for the long haul.
Yeah, we can hope for that, but we'll be seeing how it goes. Also, there's a kind of an interesting dynamic. I think with the pool scaling that hard, on both sides, you have players like Fuhi for Canada. I mean, CTB Whitecat for Canada, who on the previous rounds, you know, the maps are not that difficult and there is less potential for solo carry. But on the very mechanical picks for this week, there is potential for solo carry performances, and maybe Fuhi can be the one to do that for Canada.
Maybe. We see our first ban coming in. Hidden 2 is off the tables. Sorry, Fob.
Yep. Makes sense. Canada has been pretty strong on Hidden overall. Makes sense that you would want to ban HD against them. And Russia doesn't have... I mean, Russia still has a pretty strong HD roster, but I think it's a roster that kind of struggles to scale that well. On Hidden, at least.
And Canada is going to ban double time 2, so we're not going to get a Canada win DT2 moment this match, and they're going into mixed mod 2.
Banning DT2 first for Canada is quite ironic.
Oh, nope, that was a mispress. Oh, I don't know what Katsuragi wants anymore. 2-3, 2-3.
Okay, I'm guessing it's going to be the mixed mod 2 then.
Yeah, I'm guessing that it's going to be mixed mod 2.
Okay. So
perhaps
the lower
the second
AR
one was a fat finger, and the third one was correction.
There's, yeah, probably. But yeah, it's the low AR one, high CS on HR especially. Pretty tricky, honestly, but not. I wouldn't say it's not nearly as hard as HD2, for example, on the HD mod.
No, it's definitely a bit more forgiving than Hidden 2 when it comes to the Hidden player here, but don't let that fool you. Hidden player still has to perform.
For sure. On HR as well, the map is pretty tricky due to the CS, but I'm not too worried with Insomnia and Fuhi most likely on the HR. Two very, very strong players. Should be fine. I'm guessing for HD, it should be Kitsun Ivy for Russia. And on Canada, it could be either Katsuragi or Red, honestly.
As the lineups look right now, I would assume it's Kitsune and Katsuragi for Hidden. Unless they want to make us go a little cross-eyed. Some players love making us go cross-eyed.
I mean, it's symmetrical. But no. It will be, as you said, Katsuragi and Kitsunavi on the HD makes sense. I think on previous rounds it's been red on the no mod, so expected lineup. On Canada's first pick, they have to perform, and they really have to put out a strong performance on this one because honestly, the Russian roster is looking very strong.
Yeah, don't know if that was an extremely early miss from Fui, aka CTB Whitecat, or if it was just accuracy. If it was a miss, it's just ever so slight, the first or second note. But Kitsunaivi is going to have a major miss early on, traded with Whitecat.
Yeah, looking good for Katsuragi in red on the Canadian side. Still Insomnia and Rockety holding on. The map is not that dense in terms of combos, so it takes a while to recover 200 for players, but it looks like it's going well for TB Whitecat and Kitsunaivi. The score difference isn't too much, and it's most likely going to be the next miss is deciding what happens. And it's Kitsunaivi
going to drop. Drops. Red's going to trade it as soon as his teammate Whitecat gets up to 200 combo. Kitsunaivi dropping once more. So that is going to be combo advantage in favor of Canada as we see that score starting to rack up a little bit on their side. But Red's going to trade.
It's Katsuragi doing a monumental effort here on the Hidden to win the mud battle against Kitsunaivi, and it's working right now, but still Red and Whitecat are slightly behind their counterpart on the Russian side, so can they hold? It's a trade between the HR players, so it should be fine for Canada so far, but we still have half of the map to go through, but Kitsunaivi can not really find any big combo on this Hidden.
He's really struggling with it.
Oh, this
Katsuragi
no.
dropping.
What a tragic miss.
Tragic miss indeed, but Canada does have some comfort and some cushioning. Roughly 70k score in their favor. Kitsunaivi dropping.
Yeah, and with the lead that Katsuragi is building up on HD, as long as Red and CTV Whitecat gets close to Insomnia and Rockety, they should be fine because there's a big lead on Hidden, almost 200k at this point.
Speaking of Rockety, only full combo in the lobby still. Insomnia dropping. Kitsunaivi dropping, double miss on the side of Russia. And Canada's looking like they're just gonna run away with this mixed mod too, showing full well why they went out and picked this first.
Yeah, I mean, they're winning on the HD. HR is matched slightly in favor of Canada. They're losing no mod, but HD is making too big of a difference for that to matter. And so the strategy for Canada to play around their HD players in this early match seems to be going well.
For sure. And although Kitsunaivi is known as a hidden player, it's more of the higher approach rate hiddens where he really shines. So the other two mixed mods and the other two hiddens that have not gotten banned yet, I can see him popping off.
Yeah, for sure. But it's a really solid team score either way from Canada. On their first pick.
Let's see how Russia responds.
Russia is a team that likes to go for the very consistent pick, the very, the no-mod ones, the HR ones, the DT ones, even HR 2s usually. So I would expect them to go for this strategy, especially seeing how Canada has been lacking a bit in the consistency department so far in the CWC. I think these would be picks that would make the most sense, but we can never really know with the scaling how well they will do.
And with Canada banning double time too, it makes you wonder if Russia's debating on going into DT1.
Yeah, that's fair, because I don't know if there's a roster of 3 players who can play DT1 for Canada. But for Russia, I'm pretty sure they do. It's going to be Nomad too, actually.
Yeah. Ken mapping Supreme.
Yep. Very nice tech map. Bit of everything in this pick. Full flavor, tech map. And Russia does have some very strong Nomad players for this. So not too much of a surprise. And what I'm really worried about here is Canada's third player on this.
We see Nelly, Rockety, for Russia. Katsuragi unlucky for Canada, waiting for that third player, that top slot for both sides to come in. Also, Real Moss, don't look at the SR.
No, why did you mention it?
Always gotta mention it.
I do not see it.
Man, I see a number 7 there. What's that number after that 7?
There's a dot. That's what I see.
Oh yeah, there is a dot. But what comes after that dot?
I don't know that. I don't know about that.
Nah, me neither. I am illiterate. We see Unlucky dipping out, possibly looking at the map a little bit.
Yeah,
we're trying to get something loaded in, but coming back in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would expect CTB Whitecat to be playing this one. I would kind of expect him to play everything other than HDs. On the pool is difficult.
What do you mean? Fui is my favorite HD player.
We have seen the Fui HD. I'm not sure we are seeing it this round. Usually it's the early rounds, you know.
Yeah, I really doubt we're gonna see the Fui HD come out.
This is a serious high stakes match.
But it's going to be Kitsune Ivy and CTB Whitecat, aka Fui, coming in, rounding out our roster slots. And here we go. Nomad 2 coming in.
Yeah. A very strong Nomad roster for Russia.
Wow, what a polite person in the background. They're waving hi to us. That's very polite.
That's true. Very polite. Will the map be very polite to the players? I don't know.
Spinner advantage for Russia.
Yeah. I think he's saying hi before the map just kicks you in the...
Or is he saying bye? Is he saying
right,
bye?
Just bye. Yeah, goodbye. You're gonna die.
Nelly, the first one to drop. Double miss on the side of Canada right before that 200 combo. Katsuragi unlucky dropping. Kitsune Ivy is going to trade it. Only one full combo on each side still. Rackety and CTB Whitecat.
Yeah, looking good. And CTB Whitecat finding actually lots of misses. Kitsune Ivy trades it as well as Rackety a bit later on. So this will actually give a slight combo advantage to Canada early on in this map. With Katsuragi and Unlucky recovering some combos very nicely. It should be the case for CTB Whitecat as well. We do see several misses though from Nelly and Rackety.
Yeah, Katsuragi traded that miss from Rackety, but that additional miss from Nelly, and now this additional miss from Kitsune Ivy is just allowing Canada to start slightly running away. Kitsune Ivy dropping, Canada building up to a 6-digit score lead already. Katsuragi dropping, Unlucky dropping.
Oh yeah, 2 low combos now on the Canadian side, but it's 100k score difference, though the map is not that long, so it is still very recoverable for Russia, but they will have to hold on to their combos because so far they haven't really had any big combo on their side. They will be recovering very slowly, but more misses are needed on the side of Canada for them to come back.
And these long sliders with those slide attacks helped out Canada a little bit, but Katsuragi dropping on the left-right hyperchain. Kitsune Ivy, Katsuragi trading misses here is going to benefit Canada though.
Yes, slightly. They keep on trading though, so it's not going to be enough. They will need to be trades from other players, and it's CTB Whitecat pulling, but Rackety follows. Unlucky as well, it's only Nelly.
No combo on Canada, only Nelly.
Can Nelly hold for the team? Because as it is, they will take the lead if this goes on, especially with these misses from Katsuragi and Unlucky.
The score is flipped. Quarter of the map left, Real Moss.
Oh yeah, the last section coming in. If Nelly can hold, it should be fine for them, but Canada is just right behind them with 200 combos on all players. This miss from Rackety. There is still a bit of map left.
Canada. There is still a bit of map left.
Oh, it's going to be very close.
It's going to be really close. That might have been enough to flip it. It might not have been. It's going to be
I don't think it is
close.
Enough.
No, it's not going to be. Ever so slightly. Few more notes and it might have been.
Yeah, that was very close, actually. Not as comfortable of a first pick for Russia than it was for Canada. But they do end up winning it. So that's 1-1.
Big props to Nelly holding that long chain of combo.
Yeah, actually did wonders for the Russian team. I don't think without that combo they would have won.
If Nelly had a single miss there in that long chain of 1058, Russia would not have won that pick.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what a surprise, Canada decisively winning Mixed Mod 2, going into Mixed Mod 3.
Yeah, does make tons of sense.
A little bit higher approach rate than Mixed Mod 2. Mixed Mod 2 was 8.3. This is going to be AR 9 and approach rate of 9. So a little bit easier on the hidden players if you're not a low AR hidden player, but still in that slightly uncomfortable spot for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. This one is more dense than the Mixed Mod 2 by the higher AR. With tons of wiggly patterns, more mechanical. We'll see how it goes. I'm expecting most likely the same lineups.
So far, it's Nelly, Katsuragi, and Red in the lobby.
Yeah. I think we'll be seeing that a lot from the players.
Mm-hmm.
Going to check them up right before playing it to get in the vibe, maybe.
Definitely. Hard Rock players going in, getting their eyes adjusted to the smaller circle size. Perhaps possibly testing a few hard Rock patterns, a few spins.
Yeah. On the last Mixed Mod, it was a big difference between the HD players. I'm not expecting as big of a difference on this one, because I think Kitsunabe should be able to perform a bit better on this hidden at AR9 compared to Katsuragi, who should also be comfortable, but I don't think the difference will be that big. Actually, we do see Neris coming in to play this.
We're going to see Neris coming in instead of Kitsunabe. Neris is going to be the hidden player for Russia.
Yeah, Neris is one of the HD players for Russia. Usually here for the lower AR HD, but we'll be there for this one. It is still kind of low AR, AR9, for a 6.5 map. So it makes sense.
So we're going to have 2 substitutions from the previous Mixed Mod on the side of Russia and none on the side of Canada.
Yep. Will this go as well as it did for the previous Mixed Mod? We'll see, but Canada really needs... I mean, each team needs to really hold onto their own picks and win them. Because it should be a fairly close match. And if you give away one breakpoint to the opponent, it's pretty big.
Neris with a slight miss early on in the beginning. It's not going to mean too much in the way of things.
Yes. Will be a slight advantage for Canada, but shouldn't matter too much. With the intro of the map being a bit more chill than the rest.
And other than that slight hiccup early on from Neris, all other players holding on to a 5-way full combo.
Yeah, everyone looking comfortable, but Insomnia will be the first to break, followed by Neris. So pretty sizable combo advantage now for Canada. Into this wiggle section, in the KI with the streams. Katsuragi will drop.
Yeah, first miss on the side of Canada there. Still a bit of a score buffer. Insomnia, Katsuragi trading there. Nelly's gonna drop on the side of Russia though.
Alright, it's traded by Red, but yes, Whitecat's still holding. And if it's still one combo advantage for Canada, it will be enough to keep the advantage. As long as they don't find too many misses, it's reducing a bit, but Insomnia missing here will set them back to around 70k score difference.
And Whitecat is putting on a clinic right now. 900 combo on the Hard Rock slot, still going.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about when I was mentioning the solo carry performances doable on this pool. You can see players with very high skill cap being very comfortable on these pools, just making a difference by themselves.
Nelly's gonna drop.
Yes, and Neris is still under 200 and will stay under 200, and Insomnia as well. And now the score lead is extending by so much for Canada.
My eyes are just glued to White Cat's screen right now. I just want to see how he performs. This man is performing a clinic on Mixed Mod 3.
Yeah, the mechanical HR pick suits him so well. And that's
he's going to
be an
catch the
FC.
last note. He's going to walk away with the lone FC on the map for this match.
And
yeah,
that's...
You were going to say, Realmas?
Yeah, that's just a great carry performance, but you can also mention that every mod is won by Canada, actually. They won on HR by a lot, Nomad by a bit, and HG once again by a lot, so still great team performance all around.
Yeah, pure dominance in the mixed mod slot, favoring Canada, but Russia's going to go into Hard Rock 2 here.
Okay, does make sense. A pick that you often see from Russia. The HR2, the Precision HR, high CS, low density, pretty tricky. It's not the type of map for everyone, even if you do play a lot of HR, because it relies a lot on pure control and reading abilities. And it's very punishing as well with the low density and the low combo. So not an easy map to play in a tournament setting.
Not easy at all. You see Rackety and Segmentum coming in for Russia. Unlucky coming in for Canada. Katsuragi still staying there.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
so far,
though, yeah, go ahead.
So far, though, Canada, their first two picks, winning decisive fashion. Russia, kinda getting a little lucky, you could say, with that Nomad 2 win.
Yeah, it was not a very decisive win. It was very close till the last second, so will it be the same for this one? Honestly, there's a chance it is, with Canada having pop-off potential on this as well. If we do see an HR performance like we just saw on Mixed Mod 3 from CTB Whitecat, there is a chance that Canada can take this one.
And speaking of CTB Whitecat, he rounds out the Canadian roster with Insomnia rounding out that Russian roster.
We'll see. We've seen Rackety performing super well on these HR2s in the tournament. And Insomnia, very good on HR overall Segmentum as well. We will see on Canada. I think overall as a team, Russia is probably slightly favored on HR2. But Canada has a bigger pop-off potential and can take it on a very solid run. Because this map it's not a very stable map because of the low density. Your score can vary a lot from run to run.
Unlucky with a slightly early miss. That was before even 100 combo, so it's not going to mean too much.
Not too much, but this one will, though, from Katsuragi, giving a decent score advantage to Russia right in the beginning.
Yeah, that's about a miss and a half, if not a little bit more, favoring Russia here. Unlucky recovering back up to 200 combo.
Yeah. Might look like a lot, 90k, but it's a matter of just a couple misses. Segmentum, it will be the first one, followed by Rackety. CTB Whitecat, though, finds a break.
An unlucky traded when Segmentum dropped in Katsuragi, unlucky dropping, so no combos on the side of Canada. Insomnia, the only one holding on to a full combo, holding on to that double S right now in that top slot for Russia.
Oh yeah, everyone else is finding misses. A bit more from Rackety and Segmentum than the other players on the Canadian side, but Insomnia is doing the carrying here with still an SS.
And not only doing the carrying, but seeing he's doing the carrying.
Yeah, hopefully doesn't get him too nervous. Because on a collapse from Russia, anything can still happen, honestly. Or maybe not with low combos because of the reset from Unlucky.
Segmentum Insomnia gonna double miss on the side of Russia. Insomnia no longer having that full combo. Katsuragi, CTB Whitecat trading them. And yeah, Russia's gonna win this one a lot more convincing fashion than how Nomad 2 went.
Yeah, for sure.
That's definitely gonna be great for their mental going forward in this match.
Yeah, honestly solid scores from everyone, especially on the Russian side. Insomnia 1 miss with the 960k on this. Way above everyone else in the lobby. And so far, so good for both teams on their own picks.
Insomnia shouting out fellow Russian player and mapper, Fayu, FayW, aka Skill Issue LOL, saying this choke was for you. Extremely good score by Insomnia.
For sure. Insomnia and CTB Whitecat being the two carries on each side, the two players who should scale the best towards these later end pools. And we do see Canada going for HD1, which makes tons of sense. They are a strong HD roster, so they will go for it.
Yeah, and it definitely makes sense looking at the two hiddens remaining that they're going hidden 1 instead of hidden 3. Hidden 3, I'd like to say that hidden 3 is more of a decider map. I don't see either team really going into hidden 3 until they have to.
That's true, it's a scary map.
It is very, very scary map.
This one a bit more consistent. Still some patterns, especially the big bursts that come in, I think, around the middle of the map. Very scary, can accumulate lots of misses if taken not the right way. But should favor Canada.
The red coming in, Unlucky dropping down to where Whitecat was. Nearest coming in for Russia, Kitsune Ivy as well.
Yep. And yeah, that's kind of a unfortunate composition of the team for Canada because their strongest player on this pool, I don't think you can argue is anyone else than CTB Whitecat. But CTB Whitecat, he cannot play HD. But HD is the best mod of the other 3 players on the Canadian side, so it's kind of weird. They can't have their carry player on their best mod, but they should still be fine. But it's just kind of funny to see.
Don't need your carry player on a specific mod if you have another carry player playing that mod.
That is true, actually. For this one, who will it be? Could be Red, could be Katsuragi.
Unlucky with an early miss. About 30 combo in. Nelly's going to trade it, so that is going to give advantage to Canada. Katsuragi, Nelly trading there.
Yeah, Nelly finding a big break on the slider and dropping tons of accuracy. Will be recovered throughout the map, obviously. But that's making the slight difference in this intro. But Red missing around 200 is not what you want to see if you're Canada.
This map is a bit on the longer side, though, coming in at just slightly over 3 minutes. So Canada can afford to troll here a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, but not that much. Their 3 combos are down. It's only Neris holding still, despite the low accuracy. Lucky really having trouble, finding any combo on the map, it looks like.
And that score lead is now 65k in favor of Russia. Nelly, Red, Unlucky, all trading there. 2 misses to 1, however. Katsuragi, Kitsune Ivy getting back up to that 200 combo.
Yeah.
And Nearest still going off.
There is the HD specialist coming into play. This will drop on the burst, but everyone else also is. Other than Red, it looks like, actually. This burst section will catch Red as well, but still favored Canada. They did recover some score on this one.
And with double miss, triple miss on the side of Russia. So that score is going to flip over in the Canadian favor halfway through.
Very quickly. They do have big combos to take advantage of these misses. Unlucky will drop, but still, that's Red and Katragi above 200. Even with the miss here again from Neris, and again, and Nelly as well. It's only Kitsunevi still managing to hold here. They do find regular misses, so 2 big combos above 200 for Canada is just doing enough, actually.
Man, if Unlucky was feeling any type of nerves in that beginning here at this break moment, probably getting rest assured that, hey, you're not entirely emptying this map. Got about a quarter of the map remaining. You got a decent score buffer. Nelly, Unlucky trading here.
To be fair, Nelly and Unlucky as third players are both kind of struggling, but Unlucky is still doing better than Nelly. Red will drop, but there is no combo on the Russian side.
And with no combo on the Russian side, and Katsuragi, who was holding on to 500 combo, kept that bleeding continuing. And there's no combos from any side as the map's going to close out, and Canada is what was looking like Russia might have been able to get a break point here. Canada's going to walk away with another point on their favor, making it 3-2.
Yeah, a bit of a scare here for Canada. I mean, they did not get to see it, but it was looking scary for them at the beginning of the map. But in the end, they do take it fairly comfortably. Especially with the third player difference, I would say.
Oh, for sure. Now it is Russia's turn to pick. Have yet to have a single breakpoint happen in this match. It's definitely getting into the territory of a breakpoint is going to be make or breaking the entire match for teams here.
Absolutely. And, you know, when you're in this type of situation, the nerves can start to get a bit stronger because you know that if you win one map, you might give away a breakpoint and it's kind of just over for your team, so it can be very stressful. Especially on some more slippery picks. We will see though what Russia opts to go for. I think things like DT1, like HR1 maybe, probably strong picks for them.
We can just completely exclude Mixed Mod 1 from the picture, I feel.
Yeah, though I do feel like it would probably be the more evenly matched Mixed Mod. Because I can see Kitsunevi doing really good on this, for example.
Same as well. But seeing the Canadian performance on the other two Mixed Mods, yeah, Mixed Mod 1, completely different map in both its style and approach rate.
Yeah.
However, it's more individualized skill, and so far with the other two, Canada has been proving the stronger team in that.
For sure. Okay, they will opt for DT1. Makes sense. The consistency picks, they do like these, the raw, just conventional maps. And I think they will also be abusing the fact that Canada probably doesn't have 3 players who can play this AR and DT.
Never know. I mean, you have White Cat who 100% is going to be able to play it.
Yeah, that's
I assume Unlucky it is going to be able to play it because it's only 9.1.
Yeah, it's not that high.
It's not that high.
I mean, it's true that also this DT1 is fairly... It's not that hard compared to the rest of the pool, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Segmentum Rackety coming in for Russia. Hydras coming in, making their first appearance of the match for Canada.
Yep. Hydras being a player that likes their DT, their HR. Coming in to play this. Really a matter of comfort with the AR for this one. But on the other side, you have a very scary roster. Insomnia, who was known at one point as almost pretty much the best DT player in the game a couple years ago. And Rocket Segmentum should be feeling very comfortable on 9.1. And last player for Canada, I would be shocked if it's anyone but CTB Whitecat.
You and me both.
The man has been playing 9.8 DT all day for the past couple weeks, so hey, you never know. This might be a bit too slow even for him.
Ooh, Katsuragi's coming in.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised about that. I was joking.
Katsuragi is dipping out.
Yeah.
And now White Cat Fui is coming in. First I was like, ooh, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a little too slow for him.
Come on, man. Not exactly sure what's going on. I think Canada has 4 players in the lobby. I think Idris is not supposed to be here, actually. It should be Katsuragi. Oh, yeah.
Yep, there we go. So Hydra's making his appearance in the lobby, but quickly being subbed out by his teammate Katsuragi.
Yep.
And Insomnia is going to be the only player throwing Hidden onto double time, changing up that reading just ever so slightly. Rackety with a first or second note miss early on, same with Unlucky, but Segmentum's going to find the first somewhat significant miss, followed by Rackety.
Yeah. Still around 3 minutes of DT. Pretty long compared to other DT picks, but so far so good. Other than these couple of misses early on. And Canada actually looks very comfortable. We do see CTB Whitecat missing. Not the one you would expect, but Insomnia's trading.
Yeah, it's traded with Insomnia, so advantage Canada. So we see Whitecat getting back up to 200 combo here. Insomnia not going to be able to get back up to 200 yet. Dropping at 122, dropping on those cross screen. Katsuragi's going to be trading it a bit, so it's going to be slight advantage in favor of Russia, but Rackety's going to drop. And that advantage just goes back over to Canada, yeah.
Yeah, Rackety missing here is not what you want. Canada is looking surprisingly extremely solid on this. And this is pretty bad for Russia. This would be the first breakpoint if it still goes this way for the second half of the map, but with these misses from Russia, it could just happen because they do have a lot of score to recover from, and this is a triple miss from them.
Yeah, Whitecat and Unlucky both dropped as well, but you have Katsuragi who just getting up to 200 combo again. Katsuragi dropping, but it's traded by Segmentum, Rackety, and Insomnia. Another pretty much triple break on the side of Russia, and this is what you're scared of. You don't want a breakpoint to happen, and a breakpoint is looking like it's going to happen. Third of the map left to go. Canada has a 200k point advantage, and they see it.
Wow, and it's really bad now for Russia. They should. I don't think they can come back from this. They are dropping to A ranks. I think this is just a matter of underperforming here. These players have the ability to play this.
Underperforming, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, they do have the ability to play this, but right now,
match pressure, nerves of just getting bottom runs, whatever it may be. Russia is definitely underperforming on this.
Yeah, maybe what I was mentioning before, with you know that giving away the first breakpoint is pretty bad. So maybe you get a bit more nervous on your own pick, and because you know you have to perform, and it just didn't go well for them.
It didn't. All three players on the Canadian side reaching that 900k mark. Unfortunately for Russia, not a single player hitting up there. And what was Russia's pick is instantly given over to the Canadians for our first breakpoint of the match.
Yeah, and now they have the ability to get to 5-2 on their own pick, which would be pretty huge, honestly. This is probably a big blow to the Russian mental because this is something that they should have won, that they should feel comfortable on, and they just underperformed by quite a lot. Oh, maybe some technical issues from Insomnia?
Possible, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me because this is quite lower than you would expect. But happens, you have to go with it. Now it's up to them to recover from that breakpoint.
Yeah, but the only way to recover from a breakpoint is getting a breakpoint of your own.
Yeah, on the next Canadian pick, that will be coming up. I think Canada does have a couple of maps. I mean, everything that involves HD, so mixed mode 1, HD 3, or I was about to say in the mod 3, the trickier lower AR stuff, also good for Canada. And this map is quite the map.
This is a map. This is definitely a map.
This is a map. For Kruev's first appearance in World Cup, this is quite the start. Extremely tricky Air 9 map, fairly high CS as well for no mod, 4.7. Tons of weird stacks, double sections that's super tricky on the rhythm, weird sliders, weird flow.
Also, especially weird sliders. Those sliders are brutal when it comes to dropping your accuracy. I made a map a little bit ago in the past that had sliders kind of similar to that, and I received some colorful language in my DMs for making those.
Yeah, that does make sense. This one, we have seen actually, if you have kept up with the show match before, we have seen good scores on this. But still, it's something that is very hard to perform on during a match because it's so different from everything else. In the flow, in the AR, in the map settings, everything is just so different in this map. So it's kind of hard to just lock in and go to this map and perform your best.
For sure. Segmentum, Rackety, Nelly for Russia, wanting to get this breakpoint, needing to get this breakpoint. White Cat, Katsuragi, and Unlucky for Canada, wanting to make it a 5-2.
Yeah, honestly, looks like a very solid, gimmicky roster for Canada. With Katsuragi, who's used to these low AR picks. White Cat, who is actually very, very good Nomad 3 player on, the very tricky patterns and kind of loved style, if that makes any sense. Maps, which this one is sort of similar to.
Double miss on the side of Russia. We had White Cat missing within the first 10 to 20 combo. Katsuragi gonna be trading one of those misses from Russia now.
Yeah, maybe getting into the flow of the map.
Nelly dropping. No full combos on the side of Russia anymore. White Cat trading that miss.
Yeah, we'll stay about even for now. Going into this section with very tricky flow. Segmentum, Rackety, and Nelly will fall. Full reset for Russia.
Meanwhile, on the flip side, only one miss on the side of Canada. White Cat make that a double miss now. Katsuragi Unlucky dropping, but White Cat getting up to that 200 combo mark. Segmentum getting up there as well.
Okay, pulling on the doubles. But honestly, getting any sizable combo on this map is very valuable because it's just very tricky all the way through. But Nelly Segmentum pulling again. It's only Rackety with a small combo. As we'll be getting into the section of the map.
Okay, boys, what's the beat?
The doubles. Can anyone hold their combos through this section?
So far, so good. Katsuragi's the first to drop.
Anyone else looking good so far?
Unlucky's gonna drop as well. Katsuragi drops, hold on.
Oh, Segmentum
Segmentum trades.
Both Nelly and Rackety on the Russian side are still holding. CTB Whitecat is offsetting them though. Nelly falls, so it's no just Rackety and CTB Whitecat.
Lucky falls right before they could get up.
Oh.
Triple miss on the side of Canada.
But it's only Rackety on the Russian side. Will come out of that section with 700 combo. Extremely impressive, but can he hold?
He cannot hold. Just ever so slightly under wiggling there. Whitecat back up to 200 combo. That score is starting to grow for Canada. None of the Russians can get any combo going. That score is in 6-digit territory now.
Yeah, and the lead is decreasing slightly, but it won't be. It will actually be increasing for Canada in that ending section. And as long as the Russian Federation doesn't get any big combos going, they will not be able to recover from this. And it will go to Canada on their own pick, secure the 5-2.
Now, if you're one of the Russian players, you're looking at a mountain of score that you need to come back from here. Tournament life is on the line here.
That is true. And once again, very, very solid pick for Canada. Canada looking like on their own picks, they can perform and be ahead of Russia by quite a lot. It's not really the same on the Russian picks, however.
Yeah, it was mainly second player difference there, as we see Rackety just slightly underperforming compared to Whitecat by about 15k. That's negligible, but unlucky though. Huge difference maker there compared to the other two Russian players.
Yeah.
So if you're Russia, what do you go into here? This is possibly your last pick. Do we see a Nomad 1 coming in, since they do like their more consistency checks? And this is also a moment where I would not be surprised if Russia wants to take a timeout as well. This pick is crucial for their tournament life, and getting all the time that they can would definitely not be a detriment to them. And they will go into that Nomad 1, that consistency Nomad. And Russia desperately needs to get this point under their belt here on their pick. Rackety, Nelly staying in for Russia. Unlucky staying in for Canada right now. As we have seen throughout the match so far, players going in, checking a few things with the map, I'd assume. Checking whether it be scores, spin paths, tricky sections. And while we are waiting for these remaining 3 players to come in, we have not gotten a banner plug yet this match. Banners, there is still time to buy your banners. Go out, buy them. Winning team, if you choose the winning team to buy your banner, you get to keep it all the way through to the next iteration. A little bit of bragging right, and you get to support your team. See Whitecat coming in, Hydra's coming in, Unlucky subbing out, Insomnia coming in, so it's looking like it's gonna be Insomnia, Rackety, Nelly for Russia. If Hydra's ever wants to give up that top spot. And there he goes. Waiting for that third Canadian roster to get filled in. And it's going to be Red. And here we are, the good lucks, the have funs are in the chat. Possibly Russia's last pick of the match, Insomnia, Rackety, Nelly. Tournament life is riding on them. Hydra's, White Cat, and Red wanting to get their second breakpoint and force a match point with their pick. All players starting off good. Rackety gonna be the first one to drop. Other than that one drop from Rackety, 4-way double S, and slight accuracy drop on the side of Red. Rackety back up to 200 combo. Red, Insomnia, trading. Hydra's dropping. And Score is slowly going over to that Russian side.
Yes, very slightly. But with this instance of a pick, can still go either way.
Indeed it can, and welcome back, Real Moss. Changing the voice chat server worked. I was doing a little solo casting there without ya.
I'm back. Hydras will be dropping. It's traded by Rackety. And the score difference is almost of nothing right now.
So in the mix of Hydras and Rackety dropping, Red dropped and dropped again here. So that is going to give slight advantage in favor of Russia. White Cat, Nelly still holding on to full combos for their respective sides, still holding on to that double S. Rackety dropping.
Oh, it's so scary. It's a matter of just a couple misses. Here again, Rackety missing, but it's traded by both Hydras and Red. Rackety is missing a bit more though, in failing to get a combo above 200. Insomnia will miss as well. It's only Nelly holding against CTB White Cat now.
Yeah, but that miss from Insomnia is going to hurt Russia a bit. Rackety was able to afford giving up a few misses there for his team.
Rackety.
Oh, right at the break!
Oh, that's terrible. There's a stream section coming up.
Hydras drops though, Hydras trades. Rackety can see really quickly that Hydras traded it.
Okay, the stream section. Can they hold 270 BPM? It's quite intense. Nelly will drop!
Nelly will drop. Traded by Red and Hydras. Nelly drops again right before the long slider. No full combos on the side of Russia. Red dropping.
Oh, it's Insomnia dropping as well. Oh, what a night later.
This is coming down to the end. Just like No Mod 2, this is coming down to the end. Nelly back up to 200.
And the third seed surviving this match with CTB White Cat missing. On their own pick. And Red as well. It should be enough for Russian to take this one. Whoa.
White Cat falls at the very end after holding on to a full combo the entire match. And another close point going over in favor of Russia. So they're still alive for another 2 maps.
Yes, they are. With Nelly pulling off the carry performance for this one. The captain for Russia keeping the team alive in the tournament. The third seed at risk of elimination against the 12th seed.
And what
Though
will Canada go into?
Though there's the scary situation. As we said, it's already a struggle for Russia to win on their own picks. On Canadian picks, it's super hard because usually Canada wins by quite a big margin. So getting a breakpoint will be super difficult for them. It will really depend on what Canada picks, but they do have a couple of options open. I would say HD3 Mixed Mode 1 looks really good for Canada and very difficult for Russia to get a breakpoint on.
Nomad 4, Hidden 3, Hard Rocks 1 and 3, DTs 3 and 4, and Mixed Mod 1. And Canada is going to call a timeout. Respectable timeout.
Yep. No, those make a ton of sense.
Got some slight scary maps on the board. Canada definitely want to take that timeout and navigate through, trying to figure out what their best pick could be.
Yeah. On a side note, Canada is a team that, if they do lose today, they will have their worst finish in CWC in the past 5 years. But if Russia wins this, they will have their best performance in CWC in the past 5 years. So it's a matter of a new team rising to the top and trying to reach new heights against the team that's trying to maintain their top 8 finishes in the CWC.
And 30 seconds from the map pick is used up, and now Canada is in their timeout time.
Yeah.
Man, what do they go into here, though?
I mean, the obvious picks sounds like HD3, but as you say, this
You would
kind
think,
of a scary map. That
It's kind of a scary map. Yeah, it's definitely one of those decider maps.
Mixed Mod 1 also looks good, but not as good as the other Mixed Mods. I don't think there's an easy pick, honestly.
No, there really isn't, and we can see why Canada took this timeout. But they will go into Hidden 3.
Yeah, makes sense.
Does make sense. Not going into Hard Rock 1, because that's more Russia's territory when it comes to consistency. Even if it is Hard Rock, it's still consistency for that slot.
Yep. And what a scary HD3 that is, by X-Gon, the man himself.
Definitely a harder Hidden 3 map than Grand Finals last year. Definitely harder.
Even then?
A lot harder.
Grand Finals HD3 last year.
Oh, it was that weird multi-genre map. I forget the name, but I remember the background and I remember how the song goes.
Oh, right, the one that I think Story got a really good score on.
Yeah, Story popped
this
off
one.
on that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, actually, actually, there's a case to be made for this being harder.
Oh, I'm able to play Hidden 3 Grand Finals from last year. I'm able to like 850, 880k it. I cannot touch this. This is not my territory. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, Duality it is. Yeah, Duality was the map last year. But this map is just very weird. It's just not a style you play at all. I mean, it's usually how it goes with X-Gun maps. It's just so unconventional that during the year you never really practice on maps like these. Just weird rhythms, also actually very mechanical, very dense, difficult on the reading because of tricky patterns, not only the density, weird snaps placements with weird rhythms as well. So it's just it's very, very weird and difficult to play.
And here we go. Map number 9.
Yeah. Actually, we do see something in the down right corner.
Yeah, it is high enough approach rate that that White Cat's coming in.
Yeah. I mean, without HD, this is absolutely a Fuhi map. Hopefully, HD doesn't lower the score too much for them.
Lucky with an early miss. But this map
Yeah.
is 3.5 minutes in length.
Yeah, don't be fooled by that intro section. It might not look that intense, but it's actually super easy to slip up.
White Cat also having an early miss before 200 combo, so that can average out to, ooh, now that one hurts for Canada.
That does hurt quite a lot. It's the section that you should be able to combo the most. Neris will be finding a miss, but that's not nearly as much as on the Canadian side. As we'll soon be getting into one of the more tricky sections of the map. With Russia having very good combos entering. Katsuragi drops, reaching 300 combo.
Nelly Neris is going to drop. Double miss on the side of Russia. Unlucky's going to trade it. It's matched again by Neris.
And in this section, who can hold?
Double miss on Canadian side. Kitsune still holding on.
Yeah, we mentioned Kitsune being very strong on these higher AR HD picks and showing it off on this HD3 right now with 700 combo and going through this very difficult section.
Yeah, halfway through, and Russia has a pretty sizable lead here.
Yes, Stevie White Cat had been holding the intro, but really struggled here on this section. And Katsuragi as well found drops, but it's only one combo in Unlucky right now.
Yeah, Kitsune Ivy, as we're at this break moment, third of the map left to go, still holding on to a double S here.
Stevie White Cat missing it. Oh, and that's...
Oh, I cursed them. I cursed them.
That's
triple miss on the side of Russia.
Many misses as well for Kitsune Ivy, but this...
another triple miss.
Careful now. Thankfully for them, Canada doesn't have that many combos, but that will still eat up some of the lead.
Yeah, it will. Katsuragi being the only Canadian player who was above 200 during that, and Russia got a little bit of lucky that he was the only one. Katsuragi, Nelly trading 2 combos to 1, 2 combos to 0. Hold on, that score is decreasing. White Cat, an unlucky trade though.
Oh, misses everywhere.
Misses everywhere.
Oh, that's actually kind of unfortunate for Canada, because if they held on like just a tiny bit more at the end here and had combos to punish these misses, they would have taken it. But this is a break point in favor of Russia now.
And Russia's looking alive.
And they managed to take the point on HD. We mentioned how hard it would be for Russia to come back on a Canadian pick, but they do manage to do it. And you also mentioned how HD3 is a pick that sounds good on paper for Canada, but they most likely don't really want to go for because it's a scary map, and it did end up backfire for them.
Yeah, so what was once a 5-2 match in Canada's favor is now a 5-4 in Canada's favor, but with a Russian pick that is double time 3. Death Piano.
Yes. The DT1 did not go very well for them. This is a very different style though. DT1 was, your conventional overdose, jumpy anime. This one is full on streams. At a slightly lower AR, 8.8 would be very comfortable for most people in the lobby. But it's very easy to slip up.
The approach rate may be comfortable for players, but are the patterns?
No, they're not.
They're not.
I mean, it's not the hardest DT, but it's it's a stream map on DT. That's all you really need to know. If you miss once, it's super easy to just lose your control and miss a ton. So we'll be seeing how it goes. Russia does have a very solid DT roster though, so
yeah,
it makes sense that they will go for this.
And as is characteristic for this match, 3 players still needing to come back in, Insomnia being one of those coming in. So Insomnium, Segmentum for Russia, Unlucky Katsuragi for Canada. Expecting White Cat to come in for Canada any second now as Rackety comes in for Russia.
Absolutely.
And there he is.
Expected rosters. I think it's pretty much the same rosters than for DT1. Actually, it is different for Canada. They had no, actually, it is the same. Never mind. Exactly same rosters as DT1, which went in favor of Canada. Completely different map type though. So hopefully it goes well for Russia, because managing to get back a breakpoint in this very difficult match was a tall task, but they did manage to do it. It would be so sad for them to just lose their next pick.
And Insomnia, unlike with Double Time 1, opting not to go the hidden route this time. Katsuragi with an early miss.
Rackety will find a couple too. But it's a stream map, you recover combo very quickly because it's very dense.
Rackety dropping again. Double
And
miss on the side of
Segmentum.
Russia.
Oh, Rackety is tanking a lot of score by staying below 200 combo.
Katsuragi is gonna drop. Still 2 full combos on the side of Canada, 1 full combo on the side of Russia right now.
Insomnia
Segmentum,
really needs to hold.
Rackety dropping as soon as he gets back up to 200. Katsuragi trading it, but Segmentum unlucky, trading 1 full combo to 1 full combo right now. A battle between White Cat and Insomnia.
Yeah, and as long as they're matched, it will go in favor of Canada, because Unlucky and Katsuragi are having stronger performances than Segmentum and Rackety. Though with that miss from Katsuragi, the score will start to shrink a bit, but not that much. Actually, I didn't see, but Unlucky as well dropped.
Yeah, Unlucky dropped as well. It was a double miss.
Wait, hold on
Double
now.
miss is huge for Russia. Third of the map left to go. Rackety trades it, so score is going to start slightly going back in favor of Canada here. Katsuragi, unlucky, back up to 200.
If either CTB White Cat or Insomnia drop, this would be pretty huge for the enemy team. And Segmentum Rackety double miss here.
Katsuragi trades one of them.
No, it's
Insomnia
Insomnia.
falls! And that one could be the death blow for Russia. White Cat unlucky trading. Hold on.
Hold on, actually, hold on. A couple more
The
misses
map
from
is-
Russia. Hold on,
Oh?
actually. Oh no, it's not enough. What a
If
tragedy.
another Canadian missed there, it would have been enough to flip it.
Oh, it's actually a matter of maybe just, Insomnia one missing. Without that miss, he would have been above 1 million and they would have won. Oh, wow. It's actually a matter of one miss here in this map.
Indeed it is. And a testament to how dense that map is. Look over at Katsuragi's graph. Yeah, he had a 20 miss, but all those misses came from 2 huge areas. And other
Yeah.
than that, just a straight line.
Yeah, which favored them a bit because had several decent combos throughout the map. But now, after winning a breakpoint, Russia fails to win on their own pick, and it's now up to match point for Canada on their own pick, giving them a very huge advantage to just close out the match here.
Yeah, but what do they close the match out with?
That's
No
the
Mod
question.
4, Hard Rock, DT4, or Mixed Mod 1?
You would think Mixed Mod 1, right?
Maybe.
But
I mean, like we said earlier, that Mixed Mod 1 is a lot higher approach rate, and unlike the other two, Kitsune will definitely come in and make a showing on Hidden like he did on Hidden 3.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it makes sense that at this point in the match, 6-4, there's not many comfortable picks left.
It's going to be double time 4.
Whoa. That's a
One
bold
fob
pick.
map gets banned, one fob map gets picked.
That's a very bold pick because DT4 is notoriously super difficult. And kinda unconventional.
So, at minimum, Canada does force the tiebreaker.
Yep, they do have that guaranteed.
And especially this far into the match, nerves on both sides can be extremely high. Russia has 2 points. They need a break point and a win on their next pick to force tiebreaker. We see all three Russian slots just completely vacant. They're wanting to go in. They're wanting to make sure that they get the best roster possible. They get prepared as much as possible.
For sure. But there's so many factors playing in at this point, with nerves, with fatigue maybe, with just the map. This map is such a beast. Some of the sections are so hard to hold combo through. It's not conventional at all. It's not something you see often, especially less on DT. So it's still a bold pick. I can see Russia being able to take this one.
Insomnia coming in for Russia, waiting for that last slot on both sides, waiting for White Cat to possibly be coming in for Canada. There he is.
Yeah. I mean, I think on DT4, I'm not exactly sure what the idea is, but they have to be banking on Skibby White Cat performing super well like he has on the previous pick, for example. And just being a matter of second and third players being better on the Canadian side.
Rackety coming in for Russia. And unlike Double Time 3, this one is significantly lower in approach rate.
Yeah, it is lower approach rate. Very control heavy, but in a very different way than DT3 was. DT3 was pretty linear with, conventional stream patterns. This one is very irregular spacings based, weird sliders, weird snaps and timings.
Rackety gonna drop early on the slider.
Yeah. Very early on.
Katsuragi trading.
You really want to get combo everywhere you can on this pick. Oh, Insomnia dropping though. Not good. On these tricky standstills. Rackety will find misses.
Lucky Rackety trading here. Nelly,
Alien White Cat
misses all across the board here. White Cat, Nelly, Rackety dropping unlucky back up to 200 combo. Insomnia still holding on to combo himself. Yeah, but it's starting to run away for Canada.
Oh, actually, this is pretty big. Right after the tricky section, both misses from Unlucky and Katsuragi. Insomnia still holding.
Ooh,
and another double here.
Another double.
On this slower section. But to be fair, this section is difficult with the doubles. Everyone is missing, and the score is only slightly in favor of Canada with that little combo from Katsuragi.
Yeah, Unlucky does drop, so it's going to be slight combo advantage favoring Russia here halfway.
You never know what's going to happen because this map has very distinct sections. There was, the tricky standstill section as you saw, but then the difficult sliders will start to come in as well on slider tick rate 4. So completely different type of movement.
Rackety, Nelly, Katsuragi dropping, no combo or on the side of Russia. Only White
Cat.
Yeah, only CTD White Cat holding on to any combo right now in the lobby.
When Russia is kind of falling apart, missing a bit everywhere here. Is this the end for them?
This might be the end. White Cat falls. Insomnia is holding on to combo, but the other two Russians need to continue holding on to combo.
Oh, Nelly trades.
Nelly's holding on. Rackety
needs to hold Insomnia. Oh no, they do
no, Nelly.
A double break here. I think seals the deal.
Yeah, that will indeed seal the deal. There is no map left to be played. And number 12 seed Canada is going to be sending the number 3 seeded Russia home.
What a crazy match. Back and forth. with breakpoints going either way, but Canada ending up this match, closing it out on DT4, a bold pick that ended up working out in the end.
Yeah,
And
things
they
were starting to look
will.
a little scary there. Russia started coming
Yeah,
back a little bit.
it did, but throughout the second half, they just couldn't hold any combo. And that really did punish them. And that's 7-4 for Canada. Upsetting a lot of people's pick'ems, actually, if you take a look at them, because Russia was favored for 73% of the voters. It is an upset both in popular vote and in seeding in favor of Canada. So huge
Yet
congrats to
again,
them.
Pick'ems gets decimated.
Absolutely.
Congrats to Canada and commiserations to Russia. Unfortunately, there is always a winner and a loser, and Russia this week flipped on the side of losers. Canada, however, gets to live to see another match this weekend. They go on to face the winner of Poland vs. Chile. That is going to be happening tomorrow.
Yeah, will be an exciting match. Because in this losers bracket, it's looking very stacked. Every team is fighting for their survival. There's only very strong teams left, as you can see in the upcoming matches. Only really solid teams. So every match pretty much should be super cool. So make sure to tune in for them, starting with Prince Spiro in 43 minutes over here at Osu Live. But that should be it for us, I think.
Indeed, I got nothing more to say other than GG's to all players.
Exactly. GG's everyone. And see you in a couple minutes.
「 Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2025 Osketch World Cup semifinals. Going to be getting underway with another lower bracket match, an elimination game. 5th seeded France, 17th seeded Peru. I'm Dolan. I'll be joined by Wonder Stella for this match. How's it going?
Hello, Dolan. It is going very, very well. I have my salad. I have my drinks. I am very ready to be casting this match with you today. France versus Peru. What are your thoughts about this game? Because I think it's going to be exciting.
Well, it has all the potential to be something special. Peru have overperformed throughout the duration of the tournament despite having only a 5-player roster. But they go up against one of the very best teams in the tournament, France, coming off of a loss to Italy last week. Looking to get back on the right track here in top 12, vying for a spot in top 8. It should be a good one.
It really should be. And France, key thing there in their match last week, missing T. Tobis, who's quite the important player, but seemingly having him available today. So definitely going to be helpful for them, but that does not mean it's a free win against a team like Peru. You might look at that 17 seed and you think, well, this should be free. But as you said earlier, Dolan, they've overperformed and they have a very good squad.
Indeed they do. Looks like France has won the role. Third party in the lobby tonight will be Tiger Eyes 144, our official. And now, the bans are really going to be interesting here because now we have a much wider map pool than the previous week. Now we're playing best of 7s, meaning that we're going to be getting that 4th double time map, that 3rd mix mod map as well.
Yes, indeed. And I completely agree. The bans are going to be interesting. You are looking at something like more of a consistency ban from a higher seeded team. Often is the case, but I mean, with a wider pool here, there's a lot more options to be scared of when it comes to facing a team like Peru. So France is going to elect to pick first, so we're going to see Peru get the first ban. And I'm curious where they're going to go with that, actually. There's a lot of things to ban against France.
Yeah, especially when they have Titobis. The ban choice obviously is not as straightforward, but it is going to be hidden too.
Yeah, it is going to be hidden too. A very interesting ban, I must say, but that map as a whole is just very tough to play, so I can definitely make sense of it.
It's a very common skill set that we see banned out in World Cups. In general, the hidden to the low AR hidden.
Yeah.
Not many teams in the tournament can field a full roster of 3 players. Peru probably just feeling more comfortable getting rid of that because France definitely can field a decent roster for a hidden 2.
Absolutely, and that can also just be a strategy. Instead of just banning out your opponent's strength, remove your own weaknesses. That's a very valid strategy, I think.
Now waiting on the ban for France, it is going to be Mixed Mod 2, which is very interesting to see after a hidden 2 ban. Followed up with Mixed Mod 2 ban. Kind of very similar bans from both these teams. I definitely think that kind of also helps Peru a little bit as well.
I'm inclined to agree. It's not the ban I was expecting, but I mean, the map itself, if you don't have a full roster that is comfortable on the patterns it presents, then I mean, it makes sense to get rid of it. And I think that makes their potential first pick even more interesting here, what direction they're going to go.
Yeah, that's definitely something that clearly both teams did not expect the other team to go where they went with their bands. Because this is a very rare band combination to see.
It definitely is, and I'm curious if is France gonna go for attempting sort of like a skill pick here, like more of a technical pick to try and just show their higher seed against Peru, or are they gonna go with more of a mod specific pick here? I'm definitely curious. It's actually gonna be mixed mod 1 after banning that mixed mod 2.
Mixed mod 1, the most standard of the mixed mod maps you would typically say, but at this stage in the tournament, we're talking about 7-star maps. So obviously there's nothing too standard here.
Yeah. Yeah, the word standard map when it comes to catch at this stage doesn't apply to as many maps anymore, so but it is gonna be the pick, and I do like it. It is maybe a little bit more on the comfortable side. And France is definitely a team that should be able to field the full roster for this. I do not doubt that for a second.
Likely the most stamina draining map in the pool. That's one of the notes we have on our map pool sheet for the casters. Yeah. And if that's something the map poolers are saying about a map, that's as a mixed mod 1, it's really going to test the Hard Rock players as well.
It definitely is, and yeah, like you mentioned, there's not a lot of breathing room with this map. It's yeah, it just goes on, and I'm happy about that. I think this song is an absolute banger. Shout out to the people responsible for this. It's one of the Osu originals of this pool, so big shout out there. But yeah, very curious to see how this map is going to go. And like I mentioned earlier, and especially seeing the roster that France has put up here, very, very strong, but the Peruvian players on that blue side, those are scary when they're in their groove.
Here we go, round 1. It's going to be Totobus and Lunaticid on the Hard Rock, Electro and Ilux on Hidden, Zalefa and Boltico no mod.
Yes, indeed. We get this little bit of an intro, no skippers. And here we go. We're gonna see a couple misses there. Very early miss from Lunaticid, and Ilux is gonna follow that up.
Ooh, a second miss there from Ilux, a much bigger drop there, and that is going to give an advantage to France of about 30,000 points.
Yeah, France holding on early here. We have 5 players reaching that 200 combo mark. It is just Ilux falling behind. And right now it is a bit of a lead for France, but there's still quite a ways to go on this map.
Both Nomad players looking very comfortable right now, as well as Totobus at the top of your screen for France.
Yeah, looking very good, and Electro on that hidden as well. Not budging whatsoever, and Ilux is going to fall again. Finding a couple misses there, going to increase the lead from France.
Yeah, Ilux definitely struggling here, and a miss is also going to come out from Boltico, the Nomad player for Peru, going down, and now France with a very comfortable lead here of about 90,000 points.
Yeah, and Electro is going to be the first French player to miss, but that's going to be traded by, or rather, that is a trade off of Ilux miss. So the lead is going to stay with France, especially with that double miss coming out from Peru.
And you can see why France would go for a pick like this to open up the game, the most stamina draining, intensive map of the pool, to really drag Peru into the deep end early out the gate.
Absolutely, they are not showing any weaknesses here with this pick, and Lunaticid is also gonna fall once again. So losing that bigger combo, and the lead is gonna increase even more for France, especially with another mix from Ilux.
And the French looking very comfortable here. Electro on a very nice recovery after the early miss.
Yeah, Electro's recovered really nicely, and double S still from Titovus and Selefa. They are not budging whatsoever. The Peruvian players are seemingly finding a bit more consistency, as Titovus is going to lose that full combo on the Hard Rock. Peru's going to have to see more misses come out for France, but that is a start.
It is a start, but once the Tobus gets back up to 200 combo, they won't be gaining any more ground. They're going to need to see a lot more misses out of France in the final quarter of this map here. But France just looks so locked in, and when they have found the few misses that they found, they've been able to recover quite nicely. As the Tobus already up to 200, they're going to see 150,000 points is the margin.
Yeah. And now it's just a matter of question for France to hold on to this lead that they have. And now the Peruvian players have found their form, but that's not enough when you're already behind, as Baltico is going to lose that combo.
It will be an opening point for France on the Mixed Mod 1 here.
It will
Now,
indeed.
Zalefa!
Yes, Zalefa going to lose that full combo. That was what we were keeping our eyes on, but it's not going to be able to hold on to the end. But it's not going to matter when it comes to who wins the point, as France is above 200k with their lead here.
France looking for 3 million points. Are they going to get it here into the ending sections? They'll come up just short, but it's a very impressive team score. 2.97 million points. 1-0 France.
1-0 France, pulling no punches here, and they're putting pressure on Peru early here, as we are moving over to Peru's pick.
Yeah, now very important here for Peru to get off on the right foot, especially after a very intense opening map, such as side by side.
Absolutely, and I mean, it has to be scary to go against France to begin with, but seeing them pull out a team score like that on map number 1, it has to put a little bit of fear into you.
Well, definitely lets your opposition know that you came to play and you're warmed up and you were ready. Peru know they need to respond with a point of their own, but the question is, what pick will they go for to try to accomplish that?
That is the question. And I'm honestly not sure what the direction would be, because whatever map you look at, you know that France has a roster for it that will be able to rival you, but I'm thinking, do you dare go for something like a Nomad 1 against a France team like that? Peru has players that should be able to play it. It's just gonna be Hard Rock 1, the Haymaker.
It definitely is a pick that makes sense. Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1. Peru are very comfortable on the Hard Rock, and again, Hard Rock 1 is definitely something that'd be right up their alley here, but we just have to see how that first map has affected the Peruvian players.
Absolutely. After taking a little bit of a beating from France there, they are pulling out the Haymaker of their own. Hopefully trying to get something back here. But I agree with you, this pick does make quite a bit of sense. Hopefully just trying to get something on the board, which they absolutely have to do. We're going to see Marisi come in here for Peru.
The main thing to watch out for here is going to be the 1/8 triple section. Definitely the most difficult patterns of the map. But
yeah,
other than that, it's pretty much a consistency test, very much like Nomad 1.
Yeah, you could argue that this is more of a consistency test than the Nomad 1, but this is going to be very stream intensive, very heavily focused on dense patterns here. So the good lucks, have funs are being thrown out in chat, and that means only one thing, folks. We are getting into Hard Rock 1.
This is undoubtedly the best background of any map of the whole tournament.
Oh, absolutely. I haven't been keeping up with the map pools. Is there Yoshi to find in every map pool this year again?
I think so. There's been a lot of Yoshi. I don't know if it's been every map pool, but it's been like almost everyone.
Okay. It's a fun little minigame as all the players reach 200 combo.
You can see that nothing really to be alarmed at here. Pretty much standard Hard Rock patterns. It's just really Hard Rock proficiency being tested, obviously with the AR up there with a 6.7 star map. And Mauricioso is going to be the first one to find a miss for Peru. Advantage will be there for France, about 20k.
It is indeed going to be an early advantage for France. Now, keep in mind there was only one miss, so nothing is decided yet, but it's not what Peru wants to see, as Selefa and Lunatic are going to trade misses.
Yeah, traded misses ultimately, so it shouldn't mean anything here in the end. France holding on to about a 16,000 point advantage as we get into the second quarter of the beat map. Lunatic is going to go down, traded by Electro.
Yeah, but there was an additional miss and a few misses there actually from Lunatic. Pretty big drop.
Oh, but Selefa trades.
Selefa is going to trade, but Marisi is also going to miss. The only full combo is on the side of Peru is still Boltico, but that's not doing enough.
Oh, but Totobus does go down! The full combo for France, and Selefa. Here's an opening now for Peru to recover.
This is Peru's chance. As Tito is going to miss again. Lunatic is going to trade that, however. So they're not going to be able to capitalize fully just yet.
They'll pull a little bit back here. Zalefa wasn't quite up to 200, so they do get a little bit back, but the double miss is going to kill them right there in the midpoint of the map.
It is, and now it's going to go back to France. Although Titobus is going to stop the bleeding.
It's not really going to come down to who can find their footing. Oh,
Electro
3
and
players
Selefa.
missing.
Yeah, and it is now slowly going back towards Peru. But a double miss from Peru.
It's Boltico and Totobus really trying to hold things down respectively for their teams, but nobody can seem to hold form, and it's just been Peru missing slightly more than France.
Yeah. And Peru are honestly playing quite well, I would say, but I mean, France are France right now. They're playing very well, not giving them the full opportunity that they wish to have.
And that slow section is going to build all the combos back up to 200 as things start to get more dense here. Next miss could be super impactful, but basically Peru is going to need an untraded triple miss essentially to get back into this one.
Yeah. And time is rapidly running out here. And France, I mean, they found their footing, but Selefa, Marisi, and Lunatic are going to miss. Electro as well, but I think that's going to be too little too late for Peru.
Indeed it is. It's going to be too little too late. 100k into the ending KI here. And really, it's all eyes are on the battle for the MVP slot in the lobby here between Totobus and Boltico.
Yeah.
It's actually Boltico ahead right now.
Yeah, Boltico, has to be said, performing very, very well in this Hard Rock one.
Yeah, that is an insane score out of Boltico. 984.
Yeah.
Or 87, excuse me.
Not many people can say they beat the entire France team on a Hard Rock pick, so very impressive play there, and it's back to France's pick.
Yeah, but you see Totobus and Electro also having a really good time on that. 2 950Ks.
Absolutely.
But all things considered, the bottom score was Lunatic, but not by much.
Yeah.
So it really is a team game here.
Absolutely, and it should be said, as I alluded to a little bit earlier, I don't think Peru played that poorly by any means, considering the difficulty of the pool. It's just hard to go up against a team like France at this stage.
And a 100k margin's a very respectable gap against France. It's just really difficult for Peru because they don't have any real clear-cut advantages against a team like France at this stage.
Yeah.
And as you said, this is a notable step up in difficulty from pools from last week to this week. So we knew one of the big factors to this match was going to be, does Peru get scaled out by the pool?
Yeah, that is the big question when you enter the semifinals pool, as we see France pick Nomad 2, the Ken map, Resonance of Ice Stalactites. And this map is a treat to watch, honestly. This is a really cool map.
Yeah, the dense tech pick here. And so far is going to be the shortest map that we've played in this match. 2 very long maps picked to start this match.
Yeah. And people often connect reading with AR. The AR here should be comfortable for these players to read, but despite that, the rhythm complexity, it's gonna make this harder to read. So we'll see if Peru can keep up and if France are comfortable on this.
I mean, this map has everything. It's got anti-flow, it's got hyper sliders, it is nasty. Just technical 1-8 patterns. And again, it really starts to kick off just after 200 combos, so from start to finish, doesn't really let you breathe aside from this opening section right here, which Boltico is going to drop as well as Ilux, and that is not what you want to see here.
Definitely not. The MVP from last map is going to be the first to fall, and Ilux still struggling a little bit more, it seems, here in the early showings, and France are simply not. Lunatic Kid also going to fall.
Yeah, already 3 full combos down for Peru. And France will finally trade that. A double miss coming up from Titobis and Zalefa. Only 1 full combo remaining. That just shows you how difficult this map is.
Yeah. Electro holding on strong though as we enter the second third of the map. As Lunatic Kid is going to lose that combo again, and Peru is struggling to get back to 200 combo.
Yeah, it's Ilux and Boltico really struggling here. And the French, they found clean breaks when they did. You notice the accuracy still above 99% for Zalefa and Titobis, who both find yet another break, but Ilux and Boltico have been consistently dropping.
Yeah, and that's making the big difference here, as the lead is sitting there around the 175,000 mark. And a little bit of a slower section here, but it's going to pick up quite soon. Zalefa's going to miss on that slider.
As well as Electro, but traded by Ilux. Slightly favors Peru there.
Yeah, Boltico's going to fall as well, and once again, the combo advantage is with France.
Yeah, right as Titobis hit 200 combo, Boltico going down is going to hurt drastically as Boltico and Ilux find other misses. Traded by Titobis, but that will favor France in the long run as we enter the final quarter. It is approaching the point of no return here for Peru.
It is indeed. Electro and Zalefa are going to find a double miss, which is going to help, but going to have to see more. Although Peru are not trading those this time, so...
Yeah, untraded. Oh, there we go. I say that, but Ilux will trade one of them back. But that score gap was flying back to Peru's side. But again, it would take a meltdown from the French in this last section.
Yeah. And I don't see that happening at the end of the map here.
Well, it wouldn't even... Like, not even a complete team wipe here from France would be enough at this point. 150k. Like, unfortunately, those last couple misses from Peru, I do believe, have sealed their fate.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe this is the last spin of the map, and it's going to be 3-0 France. Taking a commanding lead early.
Now the pick goes back over to Peru, and... Boy, you have to wonder if it's going to be Nomad 1. Of course, they may not want to play the consistency game.
Indeed, they are mentioning Nomad 1. They are mentioning Nomad 1. I don't know what they're saying about it. I do not speak Spanish. But it's at least being mentioned.
Yeah, they're definitely discussing things.
Yeah.
Looks like they're debating between either Nomad 1 and Hard Rock 3, apparently. It is going to be Nomad 1. They are going to go for the classic consistency pick.
Yeah, Yoshi Green and Sizzix collab. And I can't fault them for this pick at all. I think this makes a lot of sense. This is realistically one of the more playable maps in the pool, and if you want to try to challenge a team like France, it makes sense to go for something that you might be more comfortable on, even though you risk France also being very comfortable on it.
Yeah, the speed, stamina, wide spacing map here with some 1/2 jumps, some 3/4 snaps. But aside from that, it is pretty much your standard No Mod 1, just the wider spacing, something to note.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this map goes. Peru gonna stick with the Lunatic Kid, Ilux, Baltico trio, and Titobas, Electro, and Celefa for France. This map is 270 BPM, so it is quite intense.
Yeah, definitely not a gimme. And definitely a step up in the BPM department, that is for sure.
Absolutely, and we've gone underway as Ilux is going to be the first to fall again. Was before 200 combo though, so not going to be too big of a lead for France early.
Yeah, just a very small advantage. And Ilux will quickly rebuild up to 200 combo. But again, that has just been the story of the match so far. France have been slightly more consistent than Peru, but that post 200 miss from Zalefa is going to swing things over to Peru.
Yeah, and Electro's miss as well. It might be traded by Ilux, but that's going to keep it very close and slightly favor Peru.
Yeah, Peru will take the lead here with 2 combos above 200. Oh, but the double miss comes out from Lunatic.
The double miss is a disaster.
Immediately swings it back to France's advantages. Now they hit all 3 combos above 200. And they will put some serious points on the board here. The timing of these misses are killing Peru.
Yeah, that is a big thing, is Ilux is going to miss again, and it's not what they want to see. They want to find that consistency, but they're not beating France on it right now.
Yeah, France looking very composed, very locked in, especially Titobas with the double S at the top of your screen. Zalefa.
Double miss from Ilux and Baltico. Yeah, it's going to be traded by Zalefa, and Ilux missing once again. Titobas losing that, though.
That is a brutal miss right at the end of that pattern. Gets caught out. Zalefa will drop, so that's 2 misses that are not traded here by Peru.
Yeah, Ilux is trying to reach that 200 combo. Lunatic is with the big combo from Peru right now. It's them versus Electro. And every other player is now up at 200 combo.
There definitely is a chance. But the miss from Ilux is not going to help.
It is not, and France are not trading it. They are going to hold on to the score advantage, and Ilux again finding a few misses there, struggling a bit on this No Mod 1.
And now France really locking in here. Electro with a nice combo.
Yeah.
Matching Titobas in the score department, and again, Peru. It's unfortunate for them. They've looked so good. They just haven't been consistent enough to get on the board.
Yeah, and a little bit what you mentioned earlier, the timing of their misses has been killer so far this match.
So that's 3 players.
Yeah, 3 players actually, yeah. And it is once again in favor of France, those misses.
And it is going to be a 4th point on the board, despite Lunatic Kid's best efforts will go down there after 1200 combo. But Electro is going to fight with Titobas for the MVP slot as France put up a beautiful No Mod 1 score here.
Yeah. And this was the risk of picking something like a No Mod 1 against France, but you have to go for risks in a match like this, and can't fault them for the pick, but France, I mean, 2-1 misses is very impressive, and a 5 miss from Selefa as well. Very impressive.
France looking absolutely deadly there. They will get the next pick. And the map pool is wide open for them. And Peru, unfortunately, they are going to have to go into different skill sets. And things are looking pretty bleak. It's really hard to win a match when you go down 4-0, but they're going to have to find a way to do it with what's left in the pool.
Absolutely, and I mean, I don't even know. I would love to be inside the minds of the Peruvian players here. I'd love to know what they think and what's going through their mind, what direction they want to go. But right now it is time for France to pick, and it's going to be Mixed Mod 3. And I was sitting here considering if this could have been one of those like out of left field picks for Peru to potentially gamble on, but France is going to go there before Peru gets a chance to.
Yeah, the more mechanics themed mixed mod pick. And again, it's not necessarily a bad pick, I would say.
No,
from France. It's just a very bold pick. I mean, you are up 4-0, so any pick is really fine here, but I guess if you had to label one that would be the most risky of the remaining maps, it would be the Mixed Mod 3 in my opinion, just because the comfortability of the mod selection. We know that Peru can at least contest somewhat on Mixed Mod, but at the same time, if France are able to take this point away, they pretty much take one of the last remaining viable picks away from Peru and essentially kill all morale.
Yeah, 100%. So there's definitely pros and cons to this, but it's like you said, they have a 4-point buffer to work with a little bit, and also, while this is a very different kind of map from Mixed Mod 1, considering their performance on Mixed Mod 1, maybe they're just confident on it today. This differs a little bit in the AR, this being your standard AR9, well maybe not standard in today's society, I almost said, but the classic AR9, which is comfortable to certain players, uncomfortable for others. And it's definitely shorter as well, so it's not quite as intense.
Mauricio will come in to the match for their second map, I believe. We'll relieve Ilux.
Yes, indeed. And honestly, I think Mauricio played quite well on the Hard Rock one that they were in for, so not super surprised to see them here.
The winner of this match will play Japan in their top 8 match, battling for a spot in finals week.
Yeah, and that's going to be a match to definitely keep an eye on. No matter which team wins here, I'll be very excited for that regardless. And we are getting into it here. It's going to be T-Tobas versus Baltico on the Hard Rock, Electro versus Mauricio on the Hidden, Selefa versus Lunaticid on the Nomad.
And you see Peru have switched up Baltico and Lunaticid here. Baltico taking the Hard Rock. Baltico definitely is a solid Hard Rock player, but having Lunaticid on the Nomad just to kind of hold things down, you can tell Peru have realized that this is a must-win map for them.
Yeah. And definitely an interesting choice. Mauricio's only other map so far this match was the Hard Rock 1, but it's going to play AR9 Hidden here. But despite that one miss, looking pretty good on it.
Oh, will find a miss there. Catches the Hyper the wrong direction and misses.
Yeah, and
a
the miss
number
from
of
Lunaticid
moves.
earlier as well. It's not going to help Peru.
Only traded by Titobas on the side of France is Selefa and Electro. Carry on with their double S's as we approach the second third of the map. It's not looking good here for Peru.
No, and an additional miss from Maurici there is going to push the lead for France towards the 6 digits. And yeah, the 2 players you mentioned earlier, Electro and Selefa, they are looking really good on this.
It's now getting to the point of no return here for Peru as Totobus goes down, traded by Maurici. Electro will also drop, is traded by Boltico.
Yeah, right now it's the combo Selefa versus the combo Lunatic Kid when it comes to the big combos, but the score difference here, it's not looking too good for Peru, like you said earlier.
They are getting some misses here out of France, but again, another trade. They just cannot seem to capitalize off anything the French give them.
Yeah, and especially Maurici struggling quite a bit on this hidden. Down to that A rank accuracy.
Now here's a completed team miss overall for France, and only 2 of the misses are traded back, but Peru they needed so much more, and unfortunately, once again, the story of the match is the consistency.
Yeah.
France shining.
France are looking very, very good in this match, and really showing why they deserve that 5th seed. And they're giving Peru the pick once more, but I mean, where do you go as Peru here?
I mean, that's a difficult question, right? It was one of the brutal realities that Peru had to face coming into this, was just knowing that in some days they're just the better team in every single department, so it's going to make it more difficult for you to navigate. So if you're Peru, you just have to pick what map you as a team feel the most comfortable on, and you see them talking about that Hard Rock 3.
Yeah, they are bringing that up into discussion again, and you're wondering if that's going to be a direction to go, and I think it is going to be Hard Rock 3, the Selene map. And I mean, honestly, they could pick any map, and I honestly wouldn't really hate any of it. Because you kind of just have to try something, right? You have to try and go in a direction we haven't really seen yet, or just go for their own comfort pick, so definitely makes sense, I think.
Yeah, they're definitely doubling down on the Hard Rock strategy, but... And again, the unfortunate thing is they can't pick hidden.
Yeah.
It's just not a skill set that they're favored on, so their map pool is getting really narrow at this point, and unfortunately there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, and I was looking at the double time pool, but double time against this France team, I mean, that's also very, very scary, so gonna stick with the Hard Rock, hopefully stay alive a little longer. See Ilex coming back in for Maurici.
And we'll be taking that preference hidden mod on top of the Hard Rock.
And away we go. France with a little bit of a spinner advantage, but don't think that's going to make too much of a difference at this stage of the tournament.
Peru potentially staring down their last pick in the tournament if they can't get a point on the board here.
And we see an early miss from Selefa. So early slight advantage to Peru.
So far, so good. But again, there have been a couple of decent individual performances from Peru this match. They just haven't been able to get it together as a team, as we see misses come out from Lunatic Kid and Ilux.
Yeah, Electra's gonna trade one of them, but Ilux finding a few misses there, and it's gonna push it further for France, especially with the full team miss from Peru.
And France still holding those combos from Zalepa and Totobus.
Yeah.
Once again, we're nearly already halfway through the map, so it's pretty much going to need to be a complete team miss for France soon for Peru to even have a chance in this match.
Yeah. France are looking really, really strong here. Peru have gotten those combos back up, but we're gonna have to see quite a bit come out from France.
The only player who's shown really any slight discomfort on the side of France is Zalefa, but it's just been that one real miss.
Yeah, now anything can happen. The 78,000 is not the biggest lead we've seen in this tournament. The Lunatic Kid is going to miss right after the break, and that's not going to help.
Yeah, Peru is going to have to pretty much play flawless and see a meltdown from France. Trade misses from Zalefa and Ilux. And it does not look like that is going to happen as Titobus and Electro lock in for the French.
Yes, indeed. Now, I don't know if Titobus missed early. Is that a full combo?
I believe no. Well,
not anymore.
No, it's not. No, all right.
My bad. Need to get better at knowing when to ask questions. As Titobus gonna miss again.
Coming into the ending here, misses are going to come out from almost everyone in the lobby here, except for Boltico and Electro, who were holding things down pretty good at the end there.
Yeah. The window is actually only going to be 66,000, so it is the closest margin we've seen so far this match. So the hard rock picks from Peru have actually been quite solid picks. They've just not been able to find the consistency like you've been talking about. The consistency just hasn't been there compared to France.
And Boltico will unfortunately come just about 1,000 points short of the MVP as Electro takes it over him. But a really good performance from Boltico on Hard Rock once again in this match. And it's just unfortunate for Peru, the lowest seeded team remaining in the tournament, to have to go up against, well, the highest seed remaining in the lower bracket.
Yeah, and that's just the nature of tournament sometimes. The bracket is not always going to align in your favor, but it's also at this stage where every team that has gotten this far is very, very capable.
Oh, and this is a brutal map to pick, but is probably the most logical choice for France here to try to end this right here, right now. It is going to be double time 4.
It is indeed, and this map it's very unique and it's very tough. And I completely agree with you. Picking this here, I think, makes a whole ton of sense. We are going to be seeing a lot of control focus here. The long sliders are not shaped like you'd be used to. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of control focus, like I said. Going to be very interesting to see how these teams are going to perform. We've seen some really good performances on this, but it's a tough map to do really well on.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique skill set. It's got some of the challenges, the reading challenges of a low approach rate hidden map, but it's DT.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those maps where, like, yes, you can be a really good DT player, but this map is not going to look like any DT that you're used to by any means. Even your regular control type of double time map is not going to look like this. So it's a very interesting map in the pool. I think this is one of the coolest maps in the pool personally, and I'm really glad to see France pick it. Hopefully for them, they are going to hope that they can lock out the win here. The Peru, they're going to hope for that breakpoint and try to stay alive just a little bit longer.
We'll see if Peru can get a point on the board here against France. Match point number 1 for France. Titobus Electro Zalefa will remain in the lobby as Marisi will substitute and relieve Lunatic Kid for Peru and join Boltico and Ilux, who will take the hidden preference mod once again.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, Peru, they're just gonna have to lock in for this. See them getting the jitters out of the way.
It is reverse sweep or bust for Peru here at this point.
Yeah, it is 7 straight points that they're gonna have to take back. I mean, looking like a harder mountain to climb than Mount Everest, as Ilex is gonna be the first of all.
I'm finding several misses here early on. Maurici will also go down, as well as Boltico, and a team miss already completed, only traded by Zalefa for France. Titobis and Electro looking very poised and comfortable. Electro will go down. And Titobis as well, so all players are down, but it's already 160, 175,000 points in favor of France, despite the misses.
Yeah, we especially see Maurici struggling quite a bit on this, Ilux as well, but yeah, this just really showed that this was a pick that France knew that they could seal it with here. Now granted, we still have more than half the map left, but this 300,000 lead, it's looking pretty commanding.
It's pretty much already over here, and we're only halfway through the map. That is going to take an absolute complete meltdown from France, and Peru will have to hold a decent, respectable combos here. So at the break, 350k, that's just too much to ask for, and it is going to be a clean sweep, it appears, for France here today.
Yeah, what we're looking at now is who will take that MVP, and Titobis is looking pretty, like a pretty strong contender for that.
Yeah, definitely leading the way. Approaching 800,000 points. We'll find a drop there. You see how brutal some of these long sliders are, as nobody else in the lobby can really keep up.
Yeah, these patterns are brutal. These are not easy to keep up with. So I'm not blaming any of the players for finding misses here, but yeah, the lead is up at 440,000 for France, and it's been unsurmountable for most of the map. And we are gonna see the MVP come out for Titobis, and the win for France, 7-0.
That is GG, well played from Peru. 476,000, the final margin. 7-0, France will advance into the top 8 of the Catch World Cup, and they will play Japan for a spot in finals week. And Japan, well, now they've got 7 scores, some data that they can analyze, and I'm sure France will be going over that Indonesia-Japan MP link as well. But Peru will be eliminated here in top 12. They outperform their seed. And end on a high note, really. It's been a decent year.
Absolutely. I think they should be proud. They might have been... They've just simply been outclassed by France here, so I don't think they should beat themselves up by any means from this loss. They've been very good this year. Like you said, outperformed their seed quite well. But good game, well played to both teams. Congratulations to France for moving on. And France versus Japan, how do you feel about that one?
Oh, should be an absolute barn burner considering the scores that Japan put up today. Molkis looked to be in great form and should be a great challenge for Titobis on this map pool, but France were quite dominant, and on a few of those maps, those team scores were looking pretty good and should compete with some of the best in the world.
Yeah. And that will be it for now. I believe the next match is that France versus Japan, or is there one before that?
We'll have to see. It's definitely one of those interesting weekends where we have multiple hypothetical matchups. So we're going to have to check these schedules here. But the next match that we know for sure of, it is going to be France-Japan, actually. That will be in 16 hours from now, and then Poland and Chile will be right after that.
Yeah, we have some great matches for you guys coming tomorrow. But for now, thank you guys for tuning into this one and watching the matches today. There have been some bangers. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye, banners.
slipped right through my fingers. You said never let me go. It never worked out fine. I watched it fall away.